to satisfy Europe's growing addiction. This was the start of the sugar revolution, a boom that would generate immense fortunes for empires. However, sugarcane is a notoriously difficult and labor-intensive crop. It required a huge workforce to plant, harvest, and process the cane under the scorching tropical sun. The work was brutal, dangerous, and relentless. Initially, colonists tried to force the indigenous populations to work the fields, but disease and harsh conditions decimated their numbers. To solve this labor problem, European colonial powers turned to Africa. They initiated the transatlantic slave trade, a horrific system that forcibly transported millions of Africans across the ocean in chains. These enslaved people were treated not as humans but as property, bought and sold to toil on the sugar plantations in what was a life sentence of hard labor. The sugar plantation was a machine of immense cruelty. The entire system was designed for maximum profit at the expense of human life. Enslaved workers faced grueling conditions, from the back-breaking work of cutting cane with machetes to the dangers of the boiling houses, where limbs were often lost in the grinding mills. Life expectancy was tragically short. The profits generated by their unpaid labor were staggering, funding the Industrial Revolution in Europe and building the grand cities of London, Paris, and Amsterdam. The beautiful sugar bowls on European tables and the sweet tea enjoyed in polite society were directly connected to this brutal system of exploitation. The sweetness of sugar was drenched in the bitterness of slavery. This dark alliance between sugar and slavery shaped the modern world. It created a triangular trade route where European ships carried manufactured goods to Africa, traded them for enslaved people, transported those people to the Americas through the horrific Middle Passage, and then returned to Europe with raw sugar, molasses, and rum. This economic engine fueled colonial expansion for centuries. The wealth of nations was built on the backs of the enslaved, and the social and racial hierarchies established during this period have left deep and lasting scars that persist to this day. The history of sugar is inseparable from the history of slavery. One cannot be understood without the other. The Industrial Revolution eventually brought an end to the plantation system as we knew it, but it did not end our craving for sugar. In the 19th and 20th centuries, new technologies made sugar production cheaper and more efficient than ever before. Sugar beet processing was perfected in Europe, breaking the reliance on tropical cane. What was once the luxury of kings became a cheap commodity for the masses. Food manufacturers discovered that adding sugar to their products made them more palatable, extended their shelf life, and most importantly, kept customers coming back for more. Sugar began appearing in everything, from bread and canned vegetables to sauces and savory snacks, often in hidden forms. This dramatic shift